The soft hum of quantum processors filled the laboratory as Dr. Raven Blackwood adjusted the holographic display. Her dark eyes reflected the blue glow of the experimental data streaming across multiple screens. The facility, hidden beneath the surface of Europa, was humanity's best-kept secret, at least until today. Dr. Blackwood, we have an incoming transmission from the Meridian Collective, announced the facility's AI, its voice carefully neutral. First speaker Nixis is requesting immediate audience. Raven straightened her lab coat, brushing aside a strand of silver-streaked hair. They're early. Very well, patch them through. The air shimmered as the holographic form of first speaker Nixis materialized. The alien's crystalline body structure caught the light, creating rainbow refractions across the lab. All 6 of their primary sensory nodes focused on Raven. Dr. Blackwood, our long-range sensors detected an anomaly from your facility. Nix's translated voice carried an undercurrent of concern. The energy signature matches nothing in our databases. Raven smiled, a gesture she knew the Meridians found unsettling. That's because nothing like this has ever existed before. First speaker, we've done it. We've created a stable quantum consciousness bridge. The crystalline being's outer shell rippled, a sign of agitation. Impossible. Our scientists determined such technology was theoretically unfeasible. The energy requirements alone were solved through human ingenuity. Raven interrupted, walking to a sealed chamber in the center of the lab. We discovered a way to harvest zero-point energy from quantum fluctuations. The bridge is self-sustaining. You understand this changes everything, Nixis said. The hegemony will not allow such technology to remain solely in human hands. The hegemony doesn't know about it yet, Raven replied, her voice hardening. And I'd prefer to keep it that way. Others will have detected the energy spike. They will come. Let them come. Raven activated the security protocols with a gesture. Throughout the facility, reinforced blast doors, sealed and defense systems hummed to life. Humanity has survived worse. We're rather good at it, actually. Nix's form flickered. You cannot hope to defend this facility against the combined might of multiple stellar nations. Watch me. Raven's smile turned predatory. You see, first speaker, there's something none of you have quite figured out about humans yet. We don't just survive. We thrive on impossible odds. Every time you back us into a corner, we come out stronger. Warning klaxons began to sound throughout the facility. Multiple ships dropping out of FTL. Doctor, the AI reported. Classifications match hegemony war vessels. That was faster than expected, Raven muttered. First speaker, I suggest you terminate this transmission. Things are about to get interesting. Dr. Blackwood, please. Nix's translated voice carried genuine concern. Surrender the technology. The hegemony will not be gentle. Neither will I. Raven accessed the facility's primary systems. Humanity didn't climb to the stars by backing down when things got difficult. We did it by turning impossible situations to our advantage. As the transmission ended, Raven initiated the facility's emergency protocols. Throughout the complex, experimental weapons systems powered up, systems that existed in direct violation of multiple interstellar treaties. They're launching boarding craft, the AI reported. Perfect. Raven checked her neural interface. Let's show them why picking a fight with humanity is always a bad idea. Activate Protocol Prometheus. The lights dimmed as power redirected to the defensive systems. In the sealed chamber, the quantum bridge hummed with increasing intensity. Raven Blackwood, the most dangerous kind of human, brilliant, prepared, and backed into a corner, began to implement her contingency plans. The hunt was about to begin, and she intended to teach the galaxy a lesson about underestimating humanity. The hegemony warships hung in Europa's orbit like predatory insects, their organic-looking hulls reflecting Jupiter's distant glow. Inside the facility, Raven watched the tactical display with calculated interest as dozens of boarding pods punctured the moon's icy surface. Intruders breaching Level 3, the AI reported. Their biosignatures indicate mixed forces, hegemony shock troops, and interesting. We have syndicate mercenaries as well. The plot thickens, Raven muttered, fingers dancing across holographic controls. Initiate countermeasure sequence Alpha through Delta. Let's make them work for it. Throughout the facility's corridors, environmental systems began their carefully orchestrated dance. Gravity plating fluctuated randomly, atmospheric pressure shifted unpredictably, and holographic projectors created phantom readings that would play havoc with alien sensor systems. The first group of intruders reached the outer laboratory perimeter. The hegemony troops moved with mechanical precision, their armored environment suits bristling with weapons. Behind them, the syndicate mercenaries, a motley collection of species, advanced more cautiously. Warning shots only, Raven commanded as automated defense turrets deployed. Let's see how committed they are. Particle beams lanced through the corridors, forcing the intruders to take cover. The hegemony troops responded with concentrated fire, their weapons leaving scorch marks on the reinforced walls. "Doctor," the AI's voice carried a note of urgency, "they're deploying quantum scramblers. Our defensive systems will be compromised in approximately 6 minutes." Raven's smile never wavered. "Plenty of time. Begin data purge and activate the secondary systems. Oh, and release the maintenance drones." Throughout the facility, hundreds of cleaning and repair drones activated. Individually, they were harmless, designed for mundane tasks like fixing circuitry and clearing debris. But Raven had modified them, as she modified everything. The intruders' first encounter with the drones came at a junction on Level 2. The hegemony officer raised his weapon at what appeared to be a simple maintenance bot. The drone responded by spraying him with a cocktail of industrial cleaning solutions that began eating through his armor. Fascinating reaction, Raven noted as chaos erupted in the corridor. Mark that formula for further testing. The syndicate mercenaries proved more adaptable, quickly learning to shoot the drones on sight. But that was part of the plan. Every shot fired at a drone was one less power cell for their weapons. Multiple breaches on levels 1 and 4. The AI updated. They're attempting to surround the central laboratory. Right on schedule, Raven checked the quantum bridge's readings. The energy signature was growing stronger, more unstable. Exactly as planned. Begin evacuation sequence. Transfer core consciousness to mobile platform. The AI's holographic avatar flickered. "Doctor, the quantum bridge is approaching critical resonance. If it destabilizes..." "It won't destabilize," Raven interrupted. "It'll do exactly what it was designed to do. Trust me." The laboratory doors buckled under concentrated weapons fire. Raven could hear the hegemony troops preparing breaching charges. The syndicate mercenaries would be setting up crossfires to catch her if she tried to escape. They thought they had her cornered. They thought they understood what they were dealing with. Like so many before them, they were about to learn why underestimating humans was a fatal mistake. "Quantum bridge at 90% capacity," the AI reported. "Doctor, it's been an honor." "Don't get sentimental on me now." Raven retrieved a small device from her pocket. A quantum key that represented years of research. "We're just getting started." The laboratory doors exploded inward. Hegemony troops poured through the breach, weapons trained on Raven. A syndicate commander, a towering insectoid being, stepped forward. "Dr. Blackwood," its translator rendered the clicks and chirps into harsh basic. "Surrender the quantum bridge technology, and you may live." Raven held up the quantum key. "You know what your biggest mistake was. Assuming I was trapped in here with you." Her finger hovered over the activation switch. "The truth is, you're trapped in here with me." She pressed the button. The quantum bridge erupted with blinding energy as years of preparation came to fruition. The hegemony troops opened fire, but their weapons passed harmlessly through Raven's holographic form. The real Dr. Blackwood was already gone. Her consciousness transferred through the quantum bridge moments before. As the facility began its calculated collapse, she allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. The hunt was about to enter its next phase, and she had so many more surprises prepared. The news spread across the galactic networks like wildfire. Europa Research Station destroyed, Dr. Raven Blackwood missing, quantum technology unaccounted for, the hegemony denied involvement, the syndicate disavowed all knowledge, and the Meridian Collective maintained a conspicuous silence. On a crowded transit station orbiting Proxima Centauri, Security Chief Thorne of the station's peacekeeping force reviewed the latest intelligence reports. His scaled skin shifted colors with agitation as he processed the information. "Another false lead?" asked his deputy, a former hegemony operative named Vex. "Worse." Thorne's chromatophores flickered red. "It's a real lead, and we're not the only ones who found it." The security feeds showed 3 separate hunter teams converging on the station's lower levels. Hegemony special forces moved with precision, their movements betraying military training. Syndicate assassins slipped through maintenance tunnels, leaving sensor shadows in their wake. A third group, wearing unmarked armor, displayed the fluid coordination of professional manhunters. "She's here," Vex whispered. "The human actually came to a major transit hub." Of course she did. Thorne activated his neural link to the station's security network. "It's exactly what we'd expect her not to do." Classic human misdirection. The first confrontation erupted in Cargo Bay 7. The hegemony team encountered the unmarked operatives, and within seconds, the air filled with weapons fire. Security cameras caught glimpses of advanced tech far beyond standard military gear. Both sides were using experimental weapons. "Should we intervene?" Vex asked, watching the carnage unfold. "No." Thorne's scales shifted to deep blue, a sign of intense concentration. "Let them wear each other down. Besides, I don't think Dr. Blackwood is anywhere near that fight." He was right. 3 decks above the battle, in a supposedly sealed maintenance corridor, Raven Blackwood worked quickly and methodically. Her neural interface connected directly with the station's systems, planting subtle commands that would activate at precisely the right moment. "Station I detecting multiple security breaches," Vex reported. "Systems are going haywire across all sectors." Thorne watched as environmental controls began failing in seemingly random patterns. Gravity plating fluctuated, causing chaos in crowded areas. Communication systems emitted bursts of static that played havoc with neural implants. "It's not random," he realized. "She's hurting them, creating chaos to mask her real movements." In Cargo Bay 7, the firefight reached its climax as station security finally responded. The hegemony forces retreated in good order, while the unmarked operatives seemed to vanish into thin air. The syndicate team remained unaccounted for. Multiple ships requesting emergency departure clearance, Vex noted. "Should we lock down the docks?" "Negative." Thorne's scales rippled with anticipation. "That's exactly what she wants. Every ship we stop is one more place we have to search, spreading our resources thinner." A new alert flashed across their screens: unauthorized access to the station's quantum communication array. For a fraction of a second, an enormous amount of data transferred to an unknown destination. "Trace that signal," Thorne commanded. "Sir," Vex's voice carried confusion. "It's being routed through every major hub in the sector simultaneously. The encryption is. I've never seen anything like it." In a forgotten maintenance shaft, Raven smiled as she completed her work. The quantum key pulsed with energy as it interfaced with the station's systems. Everything was proceeding according to plan. "Security breach in the antimatter containment sector." Vex's voice rose in alarm. "Station I is detecting critical failures in multiple systems." Thorne's scales bleached white with shock as he realized the truth. "It's not a malfunction. She's going to." The station's lights flickered as power redirected to emergency systems. Warning klaxons blared as automated evacuation protocols activated. In the chaos that followed, no one noticed a single maintenance drone leaving the station, carrying a very special passenger. Hours later, as recovery teams sifted through the aftermath, they found no trace of Dr. Blackwood. The station's systems had been completely wiped, and the quantum communication array was burned out, its secrets lost forever. But in a secure command center light years away, Raven Blackwood reviewed the data she had stolen. The quantum bridge technology was only part of her plan. The real prize was something far more valuable, something that would change the balance of power in the galaxy forever. And she was just getting started. The Hegemony Council chamber hummed with tension as representatives from 12 stellar nations gathered for an emergency session. Holographic displays showed the spreading chaos, quantum communications networks failing, navigation systems becoming unreliable, and artificial intelligences experiencing unprecedented glitches. Admiral Krell, Supreme Commander of the Hegemony Fleet, addressed the assembly. His cybernetic enhancements glowed with barely contained fury. For 3 weeks, this human has evaded our best efforts. The damage to our infrastructure is approaching catastrophic levels. First Speaker Nixus of the Meridian Collective interrupted, their crystalline form pulsing with agitation. Perhaps if the Hegemony hadn't attempted to steal the technology in the first place. Silence. Krell's augmented voice boomed through the chamber. We face a greater threat than petty politics. Dr. Blackwood hasn't just been evading us. She's been gathering data, learning our weaknesses, preparing for something. In the shadows of an asteroid mining facility at the edge of known space, Raven Blackwood watched the proceedings through a highly illegal quantum tap. Her laboratory, hastily assembled but incredibly sophisticated, hummed with power as the final pieces of her plan fell into place. Incoming transmission from the Syndicate, Doctor, her AI announced. They're offering triple their original bounty for the quantum bridge technology. How generous of them. Raven smiled as she made final adjustments to her equipment. Send them the same response as the others. The AI's holographic form flickered with what might have been amusement. Another mathematical proof demonstrating the impossibility of their own technology. They're so focused on the quantum bridge, they haven't even questioned how their own systems work. Raven checked the power readings one last time, ready to show them what we've really been doing. All systems prepared, though I feel compelled to point out that this will likely trigger an interstellar incident. That's the idea. In the council chamber, alarms suddenly blared. The holographic displays flickered and died, only to reactivate showing something impossible. Detailed schematics of every major alien technology in known space. What is this? Krell demanded. The truth. Raven's voice filled the chamber as her image appeared before them. You all built your empires on stolen technology. Artifacts left behind by the precursors. None of you truly understand how your own systems work. Preposterous. A syndicate representative snarled. Really? Raven smiled. Then why did none of you notice when I started replacing your quantum networks with my own technology? Why didn't you realize that every time you tried to track me, you were actually helping me map your systems? The chamber erupted in chaos as representatives realized the implications. Their mighty empires, their technological superiority, all of it built on borrowed power they didn't understand. Humans, Raven continued, we don't just use technology. We understand it, improve it, make it our own. The quantum bridge wasn't a weapon or a power source. It was a key to understanding how everything works. You'll never survive what comes next, Krell threatened. Wrong again. Raven's image began to fade. I've already uploaded the technical specifications for every piece of precursor technology to every human colony and research station. Right now, thousands of human scientists are beginning to understand how everything works. You have maybe a month before we start improving on your designs. You're starting a war, Nixus warned. No, Raven corrected. I'm preventing one. You can either work with us as equals, pool our knowledge and grow together, or watch as we surpass everything you've built. Your choice. As her image vanished, the chamber fell silent. In her hidden laboratory, Raven began powering down the equipment. The die was cast. Was it worth it? Her AI asked. Raven looked at the quantum key, now transformed into something far more significant, a symbol of humanity's potential. They needed to understand. Humanity isn't just another species to be conquered or controlled. We're something they've never encountered before. And what's that? A species that doesn't just adapt to the universe. Raven smiled. We make the universe adapt to us. The message spread across the galaxy. Humanity had changed the game. They weren't just players anymore. They were rewriting the rules. And in doing so, they had proven themselves to be the deadliest kind of humans ever known. The kind that could outthink an entire galaxy. The real question wasn't whether humanity would survive. It was whether the rest of the galaxy was ready for what came next. It had been 6 months since Raven Blackwood's revelation shook the galactic community. The aftermath unfolded in ways even she hadn't fully anticipated. Deep in a research complex on Mars, she reviewed the latest reports with a mixture of satisfaction and concern. Third breakthrough this week, her eye noted, displaying holographic schematics of newly improved alien tech. The quantum mechanics team has successfully reversed engineered and enhanced the hegemony's neural interface system. How are they handling it? Raven asked, studying the data streams that showed humanity's rapid technological advancement. Better than expected. The Meridian Collective has formally requested a scientific exchange program. Even some hegemony worlds are beginning to reach out independently of their central authority. A soft chime announced an incoming transmission. Admiral Thorne's scaled face appeared on the main display, his chromatophores showing a complex pattern of blues and greens that Raven had learned to interpret as cautious optimism. "Dr. Blackwood," he greeted, "I trust you've seen the latest intelligence reports. About the Syndicate's splinter factions." "Yes, I expected some resistance to change. They're calling themselves the Purists." Thorne's scales shifted to warning reds. "They believe your revelations about precursor tech have destabilized the natural order. They're gathering forces in the outer rim." Raven pulled up additional data with a gesture. "Let them. Every attempt to stop humanity's progress has only made us stronger. Speaking of which, how's the Joint Defense Initiative proceeding?" "Better than anyone predicted," Thorne admitted. "The combination of human innovation and hegemony manufacturing capabilities is formidable, though some still question whether humans can be trusted with such power." "They're asking the wrong question." Raven began activating her laboratory's more experimental systems. "The real question is whether the galaxy is ready for what happens when humanity truly starts innovating." New alerts flashed across her screens, reports from deep space probes detecting unusual energy signatures. The Purists weren't just gathering forces. They were attempting to access sealed precursor vaults, desperate to find weapons that could maintain the old power structure. "They don't understand," Raven mused, watching the data flow. "The precursors didn't just leave technology behind. They left puzzles. Tests. They wanted to see who could truly understand their work, not just use it. And humans passed their test." "No," Raven smiled. "We rejected it entirely. Instead of trying to unlock their secrets, we're creating our own. That's what terrifies the Purists. Not that we understood the old technology, but that we're making something new." In orbital shipyards across human space, new vessels took shape, hybrids of human ingenuity and alien tech. Research stations hummed with power as scientists pushed the boundaries of what was possible. Humanity wasn't just catching up. They were charting an entirely new course. "They're calling for your arrest," Thorne noted. "The Purists have placed an unprecedented bounty on your head." "Let them come." Raven activated a quantum interface of her own design. "Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our understanding of it. It's our ability to turn threats into opportunities." The laboratory systems began powering up, holographic displays showing something that made even Thorne's scales pale. "By the stars. What have you created?" "Insurance," Raven replied. "And a reminder to anyone who thinks they can stop human progress. We're not just participants in the galaxy's evolution anymore. We're its catalysts." As she spoke, quantum networks across human space lit up with new data. The next phase was beginning, and with it, humanity's influence would expand in ways even their allies couldn't imagine. The deadliest kind of human wasn't just the one who could outthink a galaxy. It was the one who could reimagine it entirely. "Prepare for quantum broadcast," she commanded. "It's time to show them what humanity can really do when we stop playing by their rules and start writing our own." The future was unfolding, and at its heart was humanity's unrelenting drive to push beyond every limit, break every boundary, and transform the impossible into the inevitable. The galaxy would never be the same, and that was exactly what Raven had planned from the start.